Good morning, students. I hope all of you are safe. Today we are going to have some revision video of the previous lessons that we have studied in the chapter Nutrition in Plants. So let's begin the chapter. First, this is the slide where I am just showing you the mind map of the nutrition in plants as what we have studied in the whole chapter. We have studied about the two types of nutrition, that is autotrophic and heterotrophic. We also went through the different conditions under which the photosynthesis, one of the important process, occur. We went through the different conditions like carbon dioxide availability, light should be there should be the presence of chlorophyll, and water must not be there. So when these all conditions will be available, photosynthesis can occur very fluently. On the other hand, there is some group of organisms, that is heterotrophic group of organisms, that cannot prepare their own food. So they have to depend on others. So we have studied there are 4 types of heterotrophic plants like parasitic plants, saprophytic plants, insectivorous plants, and symbiotic plants. In our lesson 1, we study about 2 modes of nutrition in plants. Those were autotrophic and heterotrophic. In autotrophic, we studied that this is the mode of nutrition in which plants prepare their own food through the process called photosynthesis, while in heterotrophic nutrition, the organisms are not able to prepare their own food. Even some green plants are there, since they are plants, but they are not able to produce their own food because they are lacking in some of the conditions necessary to perform the photosynthesis process. Some examples like the parasitic plants, in which we studied about, we can say the cascata, it is about dodder, mistletoe, Loranthus. These all are the different parasitic plants. We also studied the saprophytic plants like Indian pipe, coral roots, and etc. If we talk about the lesson 2, we studied the different conditions necessary for the process of photosynthesis. We studied 4 different conditions such as carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll, and light. We studied that the plants take in the carbon dioxide through the structure called stomata, water from the roots itself through the soil. Chlorophyll is present in itself in its green leaves inside the one of the specialized structure called chloroplast. And light, as we know, we get the light, or the green plants get the light from the ultimate source of energy, that is sun. On lesson 3, we studied about different types of heterotrophic plants in detail. We went through the insectivorous plants that trap their insects and digest them, and through which they obtain their nutrition. If we talk about the saprophytic plants, they actually depend on the saprotrophs that live in their roots, that convert the dead organic matter into the plant usable form, and hence saprophytic plants in this way obtain their nutrition, such as Indian pipe. The other group of heterotrophic plants, that is parasitic plants. Parasitic plants are those that partially or completely depend on the host organisms or host plant, in which there is no sharing of the or mutual sharing of the benefit, in which only the parasitic plants get the benefit from the host one. For example, cuscuta, mistletoe, etc. If we are talking about the symbiotic plants, in this there is mutual sharing of the resources between the two group of organisms that live in symbiotic association with each other. We studied very clearly in the example of rhizobium, in which the rhizobium lives in the root nodules of the leguminous plants, and where the rhizobium convert the atmospheric nitrogen into plant usable forms, and in return the plants give them the nutrition and shelter to survive. On lesson 4, that is during the lesson 4 when we are studying, we studied about the heterotrophic plants in detail, about insectivorous plants and saprophytic plants. We studied about their mode of nutrition, how do they obtain their nutrition from the by trapping the insects. We studied 4 different types of the insectivorous plants, how their leaves have been modified to trap insects such as pitcher plant, bladderwort, etc. In the saprophytic plants, we also knew how the saprotrophs, that are the group of fungi, remain associated at their roots so that they convert it into the plant-usable forms.